Hey guys, what's going on? StormRide36 here, and today we are back with another Smite gameplay commentary. And today it is about the Guardians. Now, I have made it a thing that I've enjoyed playing Guardians, since I started this channel. I've always loved being the tank that initiates the fight, or the tank that saves the teammate, or whatever, just being able to eat hits has always been my, forte. So, I've never really talked about why that's the thing I love to do, though. And, that's what I'm going to be talking about now. And, I'm assuming that's why you guys clicked on this video, because it's probably titled Why I Love Guardians, or Why I Main Guardian, or Why Main Guardian. Probably that last one, actually. In the time of recording this, that's probably what I want it to be. Anyway, so, why do I like Guardians? Well, the simple answer I just told you guys, but the more in-depth answer is just the fact that the Guardian class itself is so versatile. Now, I'm gonna get into my actual thoughts about the Guardians, but they are extremely versatile. You can build them offensively, you can build them defensively, you can build them a lot of different ways, and it's gonna most likely play out in your favor. It's just the fact that you have to know how to play the Guardians. Now, each Guardian has their own special things. You have to know the difference between an initiator and a counter initiator. You have to know the difference between, a high damage, high crowd control, high whatever. Guardian, because each Guardian is strong in their own right. Now, you have the initiators. The initiators are like Bacchus or Cabrakan, the ones that are supposed to go in there, deal a fuck ton of damage, and start the fight. Now, as most of us know from playing Smite, those two do the most damage of most of the Guardians. Ymir can kind of be put into this category just because of the fact that his scaling is so high. Excuse me for yawning. But, it's kind of, he isn't an initiator. He's a counter initiator because he has his freeze. And Ymir is my favorite Guardian because of the fact that his kit works so well together. And if you don't know, a kit is the abilities that the character has altogether. Now, Ymir's ymir combo extremely well together, and it's a lot of fun. Now, the main thing about Ymir is his passive called Frostbite, which makes your melee attacks do 100% more damage whenever your opponent is hit by any of your abilities that do damage. Now, to some, that might seem overpowered, but Ymir doesn't do shit for basic attack damage, so that's pretty much what gets him there. And this only lasts, I think, about 2 seconds altogether, so, it's just a lot of fun. And, and then on top of that, he's all about ice, so he slows people down, and I love that. I love that because you can control where they're going. You can control, your teammates' ability to hit them, because if you slow them down, they're gonna be a lot easier to hit. If you freeze them, they're standing still, and then they're gonna be a lot easier to hit. Your wall controls where they can go. It's a really good way to start a fight. It's a really good way to keep someone in a fight they don't want to be in. It's really, really good. And that's why I like being a counter initiator. Now, an initiator is like Bacchus or Cabrakan. Now, I don't really like those specific Guardians just because I think they do too much damage, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But they are initiators. They like to jump in, start the fight. I like to sit back and wait and observe what's going on with the enemy to, stop the fight. But, that's just personal preference. Some people like being those Guardians. Some people like starting the fight. And so then they pick Bacchus and Cabrakan. Now, there are also the controlling Guardians. So, controlling Guardians, I would say, are probably like Fafnir and Athena, the ones that kind of, have taunts or silences or stuns, something along those lines, because they control what the enemy can do and can't do, and it really helps their team out. Fafnir has his stun and he has his silence, so he makes it so you cannot basic attack, which is a huge help in a fight, because if a hunter is hitting down your mage or an assassin's hitting down your mage, you can stop them from doing that, and you can make sure that they, can get out safely or turn around and get the kill or whatever it may be. But, Athena is a little bit different. She is all about keeping someone in a fight that they don't want to be in, or about, taking an enemy out of a fight that they, if they aren't in, it's a more fair fight between the two other people, or three other people, or four other people, whatever the case may be. So, because she has a taunt, which makes her the center of attention, which really is a reason why she's a guardian, because if she didn't have the stats of a guardian, she would not be able to do that, because she would get killed very quickly. Because all the enemy can do when they're taunted is basic attack. And if you're not tanky, hunters and assassins are going to demolish you with basic attacks, because that's how they do their damage. Probably why I don't like playing as them, because I can't hit shit. Anyway. But yeah, so it's really the major points of being a guardian is being able to know when and when not to build tanky, when and when not to build offensive, when and when not to do both. Now, as a guardian main, my first thing to say is that guardians are broken. I can freely admit that. Guardians are extremely broken. Not all, but some. Their damage is completely outrageous, and it is completely stupid, and should not be a thing. Let's use Ymir as an example. Yes, he's my favorite god in the game, but his damage scaling is stupid. His ultimate does 1100 power plus, I think it's like over 100% of your magical power. If you build him offensive, that ult is killing anybody if you fully charge it. Now, you can blow it up early, and that's usually what people do, but it's like, still, that damage is not okay on someone who's supposed to be a tank and eating hits. That ult, I use it more to slow down the enemy so that, everybody's kind of stuck in that kind of fight, not, to kill people. I do use it to finish them off, but, it's kind of like, I don't know. And his Glacial Strike, his 2 or his A ability, depending on what platform you play on, that does 370 plus 100% or 120% of your magical power, or 80 maybe, something. It's a high amount. It's a high percentage. That's ridiculous. Like, he shouldn't be doing that much damage. Now, it pains me to even admit that about Ymir, but then, because I have to be able to admit it about Ymir, because I'm about to bash Bacchus and Cabrakan into the ground. Bacchus and Cabrakan are completely broken. Cabrakan has 2 stuns, 1 cripple / taunt, tremor, whatever it is, and then his ultimate, where he summons a wall that is pretty much unbreakable when you're being hit by his tremor. So, they do a fuck ton of damage. Their scaling is godly. It's, just the worst, and I hate it, because they can 2-shot people, and that shouldn't be a thing. They're a guardian. They're supposed to be, tanky. I mean, I guess you can make the argument that warriors are the physical equivalent to guardians, but it's kind of I don't know, guardians just feel like they shouldn't do that much damage. Same thing with Bacchus. Bacchus has a stun, a knock-up, and a intoxicate, and then on top of that, whenever you take a drink from your jug, you get 14% damage mitigation, which means you take 14% less damage than you would normally after you drink. That's late game, insane amount of damage to take away from a fight. 14%. It's stupid. And, in the end, it's kind of like Guardians. Some Guardians need a rework. Now, Fafnir did get a rework. He used to do a ton of damage. Now he takes a little bit more skill to kill people with. But, I mean, Athena, she's decent. Sobek, Kumbhakarn, the Guardians that you don't see because of the fact that they don't do the damage that these 3 do. You see Ymir's all the time. I think you see Ymir, though, more for the stun from his freeze, because that is an amazing game changer. honestly. And then you see Bacchus, because Bacchus just does so much damage that, you know, no one can really beat him, because he takes less damage after he drinks, which is the whole basis of his damage for his abilities too. So it's kind of like, you know, you can't do much against the Bacchus. Same with Cabrakan. Cabrakan will charge at you, can't be slown or like crowd controlled. He has to be hard crowd control, which is like full stun and everything. And then he'll stun you. By that time you've hit him enough to cause his passive, which makes it so that his shields stun you when he slams them together. And then he can just put up his wall, and that'll probably kill you. And if it doesn't, he's gonna tremor so that you can't really control where you're going. In the end, it's just all out of control. If you have a Guardian on your team and the enemy team doesn't, you're going to win. Like, it's that simple. If your Guardian is capable, if they know their Guardian, if they know how to use them, if they're an initiator or counter initiator, it doesn't matter, because the enemy team is just going to be shut down by a good Guardian. And then no matter how good his teammates are, if he could just build like one offensive item, he'll dominate. Like, in the gameplay behind this, I build Warlock Sash, then I build straight up defense. The Chang'e rage quits, so I can switch up my build to be straight up physical defense. And, you know, then I just kind of move along with my day. Like, I don't have to worry about them, because they are not going to do enough damage to kill me. And at rank 13, I have almost 3,000 health. Like, that's a lot comparative to other people. It's a little bit, you know, I just think Guardians need some sort of rework. I think it was cool that they took Hades down from Guardian, because he was a mage. He didn't deserve to be a Guardian. He wasn't bulky. But it's also just like, I don't know. You just have to think about it. When you're fighting a Guardian, it's very difficult. You're gonna need a lot of penetration or something. I don't know. Or be one of those mages that I have an insane video on my channel. If you're new, go check those out, because they explain why gods are super strong. But anyway, that's about all I have time for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you guys learned something about Guardians. I hope you guys will try Guardians out, because they're super strong at the moment. I don't know if they're going to change or not, but, you know, I love them. So, thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. This has been Stormrider36, and I'll see you all in the next one.